Welcome back! Oh, it's not on here. Let me get this going.
Welcome back to nothing!
Do you want to introduce the next game?
Our next game is called Transcendance, and I have lost all my notes. But basically, as you will see in a moment, it is a very interesting style of space exploration mixed with shooting. What are you doing?
Well, that's obvious.
Mixed with technical difficulties. It's okay. Give us a moment.
And almost done. So this one reminds me quite a bit of a game called Space Zombies and Pirates. And why is it doing the whole window? I just told it not to. But we have one of the developers named George here, so I'm going to give him a call as soon as I get this all fixed.
Space combat and exploration in a vast and dangerous galaxy.
That's going to make things easier, actually.
I'll just read the cliff notes from the website while we're waiting here.
No worries, I'm actually going to get George a call right now.
Yeah!
Boom!
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? Good, how are you?
Very well, very well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Being a part of it. And again, thanks again for the short notice. We've had a little bit of fun trying to.
It's been a busy.
Yeah,
it's been very busy for us lately.
I had to deal with lots of life. You know how it goes.
As it does, yeah.
I know.
So before we start, would you mind giving us like a quick synopsis of the game?
Sure. So Transcendance is basically a cross between NetHack and Star Control, right? So it's got roguelike elements, but a lot of the game, the main game cycle is fighting a bunch of enemies, looting their remains, and then taking the stuff back and getting all the increase, and then moving forward, and into deeper and deeper things.
Cool.
So that's kind of in a nutshell. It's a pretty deep game with a ton of key bindings. So I definitely suggest the F1 key if you want to just kind of look at what the hell.
You're not kidding there.
F1 is help?
It shows all the controls when you hit F1.
So very, very in-depth game.
Yes. Would you mind telling us, when you start off, you can choose the storyline, and then you also get to choose between 3 different ships. What exactly are we looking at for the differences here?
So the different ships roughly correspond to difficulty level, and also correspond to their combat ability. So the freighter, for instance, is probably one of the easiest ones. It's got an auto-aiming cannon, and so you can just drive around and just shoot, and you'll hit things. The Sapphire is kind of in between, and then the fighter, the Wolfen, that's the one that I think is somewhat hard because it's very maneuverable, it's very, very fast, so controlling is a little bit trickier, and it's also harder to upgrade. So so you have to kind of choose more carefully how you can upgrade.
I think we're going to try the Sapphire. We'll go with the middle of the road.
I tried the one on the one on the left.
Oh, yeah, that's what I tried too.
Reading, when the dream came, you knew Domina had chosen you. You would sacrifice everything for the chance she offered to join her at the galactic core, the eternal temple of the gods. Leaving your former life behind, you begin the long journey. No matter what obstacles lie in your path, you will not fail, Domina. You will reach the galactic core.
Cool. Ooh. And then, boom, we're in the game. So when I hit,
and boom, we exploded.
F1, roll credits. There's your controls.
Oh. And all I knew about was moving and shooting things.
Yeah, no, there's quite a bit. So what was the inspiration of the... two-part question. What was the inspiration of the game, and how long has it taken to build a game with so much content?
The inspiration was definitely NetHack and Star Control. I mean, Star Control you can tell just from the top-down combat and all that. But NetHack really kind of the roguelike random generation, procedural generation of the star systems, the random items that you find that are unidentified. All that stuff really, I think, inspired me. But I've been working on this game for about 10 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's really just been in the last 2-3 years that I've decided to do it full time. Previously, I was just doing it, part time, spare time. And so now, I think it's really evolved a lot since kind of its beginnings as just kind of a NetHack plus Star Control.
Mm-hmm. So we docked onto the first station here. I just wanted to read. Welcome, Pilgrim. Your journey to the Galactic Core has just begun. Your path will be filled with many obstacles, but do not worry. Domina chooses only those who have the strength to succeed. Ooh. Do you want to learn who Domina is?
Who's Domina?
Who's Domina? Domina speaks to you from the...
Sorry.
Oh,
who's Domina?
There, you're the ship voice now. That's the pilot's voice. Domina speaks to you from her throne at the Galactic Core. Only she knows the purpose of your journey. Perhaps if you reach her, you'll understand.
Hey, spoiler alert, you actually don't get to the Galactic Core in this part. It's
Ah, crap!
I have to write another part.
You did tell us it was a 24-hour game, so...
Wow.
Yeah, you won't get that far.
Star travel is dangerous in Commonwealth. So pretty much we're gonna... Yes, I need practice. I did this part. Woo! Debug!
Shoot, 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 shoot. So the
also...
good thing about the first ship that you overlooked is the fact that it automatically shoots at the enemy.
I didn't overlook it. I already played it.
I don't care. I'm telling you and everybody else.
You're doing pretty well.
Yeah. If you need the auto-aim assistance, then yeah.
I'm
the
too
first
busy
ship is definitely great for you.
I don't have the time to, shoot things.
Whoa.
Have you been to other dimensions yet?
No. Okay, so they said... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Press A to engage autopilot.
So has it been a solo effort for the last 10 years, or have you had help along the way?
Wow.
The main help I've had, and mostly in the last couple of years, has been Michael Tangent has done this great score for me, which is just I really really love, and he's been working hard on a score for the next part, so that's really exciting. And then of course I just have a ton of really passionate players who've been writing mods and all sorts of enhancements for the game, and of course giving me a ton of feedback about all the crap that I need to fix. So that's always great. So yeah, I've had that kind of help, which has been great.
So we're in the first little system here. Oh man, there's too many.
Those guys are actually friendly. You can totally these guys are not.
Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be probably 10 to 30 seconds of delay between the stream and when we're actually playing, unfortunately. Oh, hull breach imminent. Let's get out of here. I know when to get away. Oh! Okay, perfect.
Oh boy.
So, we have our little mini-map, and the green is friendly, I assume. And,
that's right.
Yeah, and they're going to help us, because the bad guys chased us. But everybody at this little spaceport was like, oh, that little guy's being chased, we better save them.
Starton Eridani. Do the names of the ships, do they have any special meaning?
Some of them do, some of them don't. A lot of it I try to kind of have a somewhat consistent flavor. So, around here it's going to be fairly kind of European, Western style names. You'll get in other places and you're going to get a very Asian flavor, for instance.
Okay.
So it depends on kind of what star system you're in and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
how many star systems are there?
Oh,
it's somewhat random, so there's between 20 and 23 star systems.
Wow.
And about, I don't know, maybe about 6 or 7 of them are kind of set piece systems that are, hand designed. The rest are randomly generated.
And did you do all the like ship designs and all those designs yourself, or did you have help?
Yeah, no, that's in doing this game, I basically said, hey, what art can I actually create? And I can't do people, I can't do environments, but I can do spaceships. So,
that's the important thing.
So yeah, exactly. So so I did all the artwork.
How many designs are there for different ships?
There's probably close to 100 different ship types.
Okay, wow.
So I'm guessing you have like notebooks just full of random drawings and concept designs.
Yeah, I do. I'm doing everything on my on my a Wacom tablet. But yes, I have like a ton of these notebooks.
Oh yeah, I could believe that.
And the original concept of the story, where was that? How was that derived?
That's it's kind of evolved over the years, but believe it or not, the story I think I stole roughly from Star Blazers. I don't know if you remember that old '80s anime, Star Blazers, but it was basically about this journey. It was one of the original animes back in the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the journey of the battleship Yamato, from Earth to some alien planet to find some mysterious thing. But that journey, I really thought you could hang an entire game on. I just thought the episodic nature of the journey would be really, really great.
I'm a big fan of Robotech. That was kind of my '80s anime, and they have kind of the same thing with the journey through space, and it's kind of that epic story. And yeah, I can totally see that.
My childhood journey through space was Galaxy Express 999.
That's also great.
That's great.
That's the one that sort of sticks in my head as that was one of the first animes I ever saw as well.
Oh, this is crazy. Oh, okay.
Mainly because all I had was Cartoon Network, and they randomly played them at night.
Sure.
And I was also subjected to Ninja Scroll.
Subjected to it? That was a great one.
It was great, but it was...
Oh, wait, I subjected you to that, you jerk.
No. You didn't. I first saw it when I was 8.
Oh, okay.
So it might have been a bit beyond my comprehension other than cartoon boobies.
Well, what did you think I meant when I said it was great?
I don't even remember the rest of it. I knew there was some good boobs in there.
There is actually a lot of politics in that anime, though.
That's why you watched the politics.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it was very social.
The articles that were written about it. Just riveting.
Oh my god.
Okay. I did it! I did a quest.
There you go.
I've already destroyed, not just damaged, but destroyed a plate of armor, so my front is very weak.
So that means you gotta go to the armor store and get armor.
Yeah, I didn't have money.
You can get more armor. Well, you should get some money from this mission.
300 credits, yeah! Cha-ching! For killing countless pirates. They're pirates. It's fine. We're good guys.
They're avatar pirates. So they're cute kitten people.
I just saw on Netflix.
Just don't look into their eyes, or else you're going to be feeling really bad about it.
Great work. Oh, they were warlords. See, even worse than pirates.
Okay, Archimar says spaceship. My first anime was Gundam Wing.
Oh man!
If you want to be pedantic, technically my first was Sailor Moon.
That has less to do with space.
They're all space
okay.
people. Yeah, if we want to go into more detail of the first animes, when I was young, what did I see?
Warriors of the Wind. That would have been my first one, which is known as Nausicaa now. But I saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one scared the bejeminnies out of me when I was that little.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, I just saw that a couple years ago, and man, that's a pretty intense anime.
Yeah.
My first was
Mask, right?
That's what it was.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, that was one of Miyazaki's first ones with Uma Thurman and Professor X. What's his name?
Yes,
Stewart.
Yeah, they're both in it. It's Miyazaki. The Miyazaki films are known for getting really big actors, like in Howl's Moving Castle.
For the English dubs.
Yeah, Howl in Howl's Moving Castle.
I don't know if I could ever watch an English dub.
It's Christian Bale.
I don't know if I could.
Seriously.
Yeah, he gets huge actors for his voice acting.
And nobody
That's
knows.
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know Patrick Stewart pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he plays an infant girl.
Okay.
All right, so here you should talk to Bennett. I don't know if you've been able to talk to him.
You've got a gunship. Everyone wants your help, isn't that right? Boy, do I know it!
Don't you?
You want to help getting the core as well as help people in return. The destroyed Centauri warlord camp might have valuable items. Dock with the station and loot them! Oh, yes! Excellent. I love it. I like going to the map view, too, because it's cool to see exactly where you're going on, like, a much grander scale.
You can zoom out, right?
Yeah, plus and minus. The plus and minus keys let you zoom in.
Zoom way out.
Woo!
The cool thing is that have you traveled to a different system?
Not yet. I have to go.
I was just randomly exploring, and when I did that, I'm like, whoa, because it's freaking huge.
You can also do the A key does autopilot, and that'll just move you faster for these like periods of time where you're just flying around.
Cool.
Yeah, I figured a couple little controls out while I was playing it.
Yeah. Give me stuff.
So you say, like, is the 24-hour timeline to do this based on doing only the bare minimum?
No, generally not. It's basically looting a lot of the systems enough to get a lot of useful items. And I can tell from I keep track. Actually, if you press the F2 key, it'll tell you how long you've been playing so far. And every time a game is over, it uploads to the server, and so I keep track of kind of how long people play.
So when you log in, like it says when you first start the game, you're offline. Is that just for a saving mechanism, or can you actually play this online with other people?
No, it's really just for right now. It's just for high scores. I started the engine without any connection to a server, so it was it's really hard to do all the multiplayer stuff. But
if you could somehow make this an MMO style, but that would be crazy.
Believe me, I would love that. I would love that, and that's ultimately, of course, where I want to go. I mean, I think there's such richness in the universe. I would love for this to be an MMO.
There's a game. Oh dang it! What is it called? It's being known as the Doge MMO. They just had a failed Kickstarter, but it's 2D kind of like Space Pirates and Zombies. This kind of 2D plane. And they're making it into an MMO where everything you make has like random stats or randomized stats when you make it. So that like if I make a gun and he makes the same type of gun, mine might have better stats. So you'll want to pay for mine more than his. That's pretty
cool.
interesting. Yeah.
What's it called?
I can't remember, but if you look up the Dogecoin MMO, it'll come up because you can actually use Dogecoins in the game.
Are they still working on it?
Oh, Void Space! And yeah, they are definitely working on it. The Kickstarter failed, but they've been taking donations on their own site for months already. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, this one I personally I would prefer more storyline than interaction with a bunch of people that are probably just going to grief me.
Yeah, that's the issue, is that you want to almost have like a role-playing style, but that you have to get to a very specific area of the internet to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's great to have both. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of take the engine and do a version that's MMO. I mean, I'll use similar assets and all that. But it'll always be kind of an RPG single-player version of this.
Oh, and I've been meaning to ask. It's a one-word question. Free?
Oh.
Yeah. So this is what happened. Remember I was working on this part-time, and I didn't really care. I mean, I had a great job. Why bother selling a game? So I just created, give away for free. Now what I'm doing is basically adding expansion packs. So I've got an expansion pack out right now. It's basically a $3 expansion pack that adds more to the game, to the universe, a bunch of new missions, pushes the storyline a little bit, and I think that's how I'm going to end up, funding the development of the game. It's just creating more and more expansion packs with stories, and I think that's where it's all going to happen. But the core game, I think it should be free just because I think that's how I'm going to get players to get into it.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting and refreshing way to use the free-to-play kind of pay tier.
Well, see, expansion. Yeah, paying for an expansion, I'd say, is more acceptable than be like pay to win.
Yeah.
Paying for content.
Yeah.
That's a really good model. That's what I meant to say. That's a
a
really
very
refreshing
good
way to
model you
use
have
the pay to or free to play model, because you don't normally see it in any kind of offline single player kind of story driven games. So that's a really cool way to do that. I like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if I'm still in business in a couple of years, and then we'll see if the model works. But I'm actually very excited. I think that is the right model for a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been available for?
I started selling it November of last year. It's just a $3 expansion, so I haven't. One of the biggest problems I have in terms of revenue and funding the game is I just don't have that much stuff to sell. I've got one $3 expansion. Once I build up my set of expansions and have more stuff for people to buy, that's when I think the business will really start to take off.
What you need to do, go and get yourself a 3D printer and open a store that sells models.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, merchandise for all these player ships. I think that'd be freaking awesome.
Because I know that a lot of the sci-fi people, you make yourself some really cool looking ships, they would probably enjoy seeing an actual miniature of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then what you do? You make yourself miniature models of the spaceships, and you make yourself the Transcendance RPG board game. Yeah.
Now you're talking.
You go right up there with Twilight Imperium. Yay, another 20-hour goddamn board game.
Okay, guys, we're gonna quit our jobs for a week, so that we can finish this board game.
Interesting.
Don't worry, I have 7 cases of energy drinks and a little bit of cocaine on the side, and we'll finish this game.
Maybe.
We'll die trying.
So there's commodities exchange in the first kind of spaceport you can go to. Is there an economy that's being set up in the game? I don't, because my wife. It comes because my wife used to love to play Eve to be like a trader, where she'd be like, oh look, all these commodities are cheap here, and I'll travel 3 systems and sell them here.
Yeah, it's very rudimentary. I mean, it's not as sophisticated as Eve because there you have multiple players. Well, nothing's as sophisticated as Eve.
They've also hired economists.
Yeah.
They hired economists and people with actual
degrees,
doctorates.
Oh man.
Yeah, to make their in-game economy. It's ridiculous. But I was wondering if it's something along the lines of an economy in the game that you can try to use to make money that way.
It is. I mean, you can. They're definitely. You definitely can. Buy low and sell high. There's definitely a lot of places that will pay good money for things that you can get cheaply elsewhere. Like there's hotels which will always pay for luxury goods. There's manufacturing plants that will manufacture things cheaply. So there's that kind of stuff. And if you can find those trade routes, you can definitely make a lot of money.
Huh.
Okay, so there's a question on the chat that says, where do people get and make mods? Or is there the ability to make mods?
Well, that's a great question. That's a great question. So if you go to forums.chronosaur.com, that's kind of where we have our, that's almost mod central. Forums.chronosaur.com has a bunch of stuff about making mods and how to do it. Basically, the way you just do it, there's a set of XML files that you can modify and just put them in there's an extensions folder. If you create a folder called extensions and just drop these XML files in the right format, then you can basically just mod them. There's also a site. Actually, let me do it on the chat.
Yeah, certainly. Also, I love your wording in this one mission. They're like, oh, I have little respect for these warlords. You need to go kill them and loot them. And he's like, it's time for them to be afraid of you. I was like, oh, yes, let's do this.
Well, thanks. Let me post this.
Targeting
Zealous, so Zealous.de. It's not a real link, I don't know why, but
we can.
It's cool. It's cool. But if you go there, basically that's a repository of mods, just created by the community, and from there you can. Perfect, awesome. And from there you can download mods. So that's a great place to go. And then once you download a mod and see it, you can edit it and take it apart and create your own mod.
Mm-hmm.
There are literally hundreds of mods for this game, and some of them are just amazing. It totally blows me away.
So you got a pretty good fan base going on then.
Yeah, it's just very, very dedicated. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do as a developer, as a game company. What I'm really trying to do is, rather than try to go for millions of casual gamers, who are going to give me nothing or $1, I want to build this just very tight, very passionate audience, and I don't need it to be, a million people. I just, I need it just to be passionate. So I think that's another different thing that I'm doing with this company.
Do you have PayPal donations set up for the people that want to, help you out?
I do, yeah. Yeah, I do. I think that's worked out a lot. Again, the expansions have worked out great, and I plan on essentially just coming up with new expansions and new things that just will expand the universe. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm excited about.
That's good.
I will help you people.
I have to help them by destroying them.
No, I'm helping these people.
Oh.
I helped you, sir.
Hey there, Space Bro. How's it
What's
going
up,
in
bro?
space, bro?
Zoom.
The first time I played this, I'm like, well, I'm getting pretty close to that star there. I wonder if I can kill myself by crashing into it. No.
No?
You just fly by it. I don't know why I wanted to do that.
Morbid curiosity is a games journalist, Giant.
Yeah, I know. See, when I was playing, I was busy exploring and looking for stuff so that I didn't have to worry about aiming. I just fly by and just go bang bang dead. That's how it goes. Nice.
Boy, that sounds...
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, you did good.
The space bra dude.
Space.
So look at that thing.
Whoa.
You see that? See how big that is? It's crazy.
Nope.
It's crazy.
I gotta find the other friendly.
The what?
The other friendly.
The other friendly?
Yep.
It's in space. See? Space.
Thanks. You're the most helpful person I've ever met in my entire life.
I think you have to go shoot things too.
That may have a touch of sarcasm in it.
A what? That would be painful. Just because I like Tetris. Shut up. God.
I will loot you!
Oh, he doesn't know.
I'm liberating you! Shut up! Liberated!
Oh, I don't care. I am the instrument of the domina.
You should name your ship Space America. Oh, I'm sorry to all the Americans in the chat.
Space police.
Space Police.
Ooh, you too, man.
Yeah.
Every time I hear the word domina, though, I think of Far Space. I don't know if that's... Probably nobody's going to get that, but there's a character in there. He's a dominar.
Oh, I never watched the whole thing. I'm ashamed to say. My brother always gets down on me for that, but I'll have to watch it now.
They're doing a movie. Of all people and things to do a movie. Farspace is doing a movie.
Really?
Yeah!
Did you mean Farscape?
Farscape. Yeah, I meant Farscape.
I'm like Fars.
I always... when I was doing the hyphen review, I always called them Farscape.
I did that too. I actually had to change my my video to say to mute out Farscape and put in Farspace.
Oh my god, this is amazing. I'm loving this.
And it's so in depth. It's ridiculously in depth.
Uh-oh.
Like you can get lost in this game, both figuratively and literally.
Oh man, I don't have much armor. I don't know. That's fuel. I don't
You should
know.
go buy some space fuel. You might need that space fuel though if you're in space. So when you run out of fuel, do you just like float until something happens, or you just?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you die.
Yeah.
You pretty much float
It's
until.
a very slow death.
You guys are you're doing well. No one's died yet. That's pretty impressive.
Sharon Pirate's Cache.
Oh, uranium ore.
Can you loot fuel?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, you're in the red.
That's some of that you can sell. Some of that stuff is good to sell.
You better go to the space gas station. Get some space gas.
Fuel's low. Access
The space truck stop.
refuel reactor. Yeah, I knew I had some. There we go.
You can. Yeah, you can.
Let's copy. Ah. We're fine.
So I'm not going to ask the specifics of what I'm about to ask, but are there any Easter eggs in this game?
Yes.
Don't tell us. Just
That's
all we need to
fine.
know.
Yeah, that right there. That is a good enough answer.
Yep, that's perfect. Because we don't want people to be like, we want them to find them just like everyone else has to.
That's cool.
I guess we could just elaborate a little bit. Like, is it favorite TV show related, or sci-fi in general related, or book related?
Nothing's.
Oh, there's definitely a ton of sci-fi names in there. There's
Good.
stuff like that. There's somewhere in here. There's a Star Wars DVD-ROM. I mean, there's some vendor trash that you can loot and sell. There's definitely stuff like that.
Fun facts. Oh, interesting. Fun facts about the actual game lore. I like that.
Oh, cool.
More fun facts.
More! So much fun facts!
Fun overload!
So the next thing you also have to do is create a novel. And then sell it as a 5-part movie series.
You're making me think more about Kickstarter. Did you hear there was a novel being made in Kickstarter of an Eve player who was a journalism major, I think? And he actually is making a novel to do with all, like, the entire history of Eve from the player's perspective. So all the guilds as they came up and all the politics that went on between them. And he's doing this giant, like, encyclopedic novel on, like, all 11 years of EVE Online. It's crazy.
Awesome. How do the rights work there? I mean, does Eve get anything of that? Whatever he makes?
I assume. I don't know how nice CCP is about that kind of stuff, but he's got to have something, because the Kickstarter, obviously, it's kind of a popular game. Hey!
Whoa!
Quit it! Little popular game. So, I mean, his Kickstarter, he was looking for, like, I think $1,000, and he ended up with, like, 100,000 or something.
Jeez!
Yeah. Ridiculously.
I have heard of, I don't know what the Kickstarter was for, but I think it was something like they wanted to take the Nintendo characters or something, or was it Final Fantasy?
It was Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, and those guys, they basically...
Square isn't very nice.
Yeah, they made that game, and they actually did amazingly well in the Kickstarter, and then Square shut down the Kickstarter and gave them a cease and desist.
One of the people that is actually good for it that a lot of people don't know is Blizzard. Is really good about that kind of thing. They had in StarCraft 2, there were some people that made a mod for StarCraft 2 where they were making, it was called World of StarCraft, and they were making their own MMO about it. And Blizzard was totally cool with it. And then
Really?
Yeah, it started getting really popular, and they didn't have the resources to do anything major with it, so they had a Kickstarter, which was ridiculously successful, and Blizzard was just like, yeah, this is awesome, guys, well done. And it just gave them the rights.
God, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then you have people that were trying to recreate the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Huh.
Yeah, that's Nintendo.
That was, oh man, I wish they could have figured out all the politics and everything, because it was called Zelda Ura, U-R-A.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing about it was that what they were trying to do is that they were trying to take what they could find from the Nintendo 64 disc drive, where they had the expansion to Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And they took whatever they could find, screenshots, levels, names of new items, and they tried to and they tried to create this very, very special version of it, but between politics of the people involved and the fact that they wanted to keep it as down low as possible because they knew that Nintendo would shut it down.
Never reached the galactic core.
Spoilers! You never will.
That's a lot of fun. Should we try your ship?
It's not my ship.
Yeah, it's your ship.
Not my ship.
Oh yeah,
I'm saying it's my ship. It's not my ship.
Let's use your ship. Let's see what the phrase.
Watch how easy this is. You're gonna live forever.
That's a song, isn't it? We're gonna live forever. I can't remember what the actual song is.
Nope. I don't know.
Oh, the map is different. Is it procedurally generated, the map?
This one is mostly set, but the position of the planets will rotate randomly.
Oh, cool.
So it'll be slightly different position, but it's basically the same planets.
Just sit back, just be like, yeah.
It's good though. This is oh, I did it in 10 seconds that time. A lot of people, we were talking about this in the newscast a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It's good that you have these types of ships that will introduce the game to people easily. And we had the example of, in Call of Duty, there's a gun called the Noob Tube, which everybody complains about because it's so easy to use and so easy to get kills with. But it's designed that way so that when new players come into Call of Duty, they don't feel stupid when they have 100 deaths and 1 kill. They have a gun that they can go to at least get a couple kills in, so that they play the game long enough to learn other guns. So
it's kind of like the Fifth Element gun, the shoot one bullet in the tracer.
Just don't press a red button.
Don't press the red button.
It's like auto aiming.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, don't aim for the green. There you go.
So this game reminds me of Bob's game.
Approaching Infinity?
Approaching Infinity, except...
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
That's good. It's really fun.
Yeah. Except his is a, what would you call it? Like, it's
like a grid-based...
Yeah, grid-based. So
game.
you move one space at a time.
Oh, sure. It's more procedural.
Yeah, it's completely procedurally generated, and it's a roguelike, so, when you die, you start at the beginning. Or I guess it's roguelite now that he did the pay it forward system, but...
the one thing I was going to ask, you were saying about how you have a pretty loyal following with what you have here with your players. How did you build that? That's one thing a lot of developers ask, especially people like at IGM, the people that I write for, is how do you build an audience that is going to care about your game? How do you even get it out there to let people know that you have a game that they might want to play?
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I mean, the game's been around for 10 years, so it's you develop an audience. I think the things that have helped, discoverability is just always hard. That's always been hard. But the thing that I think helps is something like the modding system. Once people will play the game, and some fraction of them are like, yeah, that's cool. I had a lot of fun playing, but I want to write a mod, or they start picking up some of the mods that they see, and they just get hooked on creating better mods or different mods, or they're like, players are like, this part of the game really sucks because it's X, Y, and Z, like mining. You can actually mine in the game if you get a mining cannon, but it's actually kind of a boring part of the game because all you can do is shoot rocks, and you don't even know which rocks have ore.
Yeah.
So these guys built like this mining scanner, this ore scanner, where it's an item, and then you kind of shoot it out, and like the rocks light up with the ones that have ore, and then you have to find shoot them with a mining cannon. So it's like a really cool mod, and these guys get hooked onto building these mods, and they help each other to build the mods, and I think that's what makes a game or a community that just gets just into the game. You have to have something for the players to do while they're waiting for the next chapter of the game to show up. You know what I mean?
That actually brings me up to another question. Recently I've been playing a game called Trove, which is it's a fun little game. But one of the neat things in it is you can actually design items, or you can design how they look. And then online, those will go into like a pool of all the weapons people have designed. And then when you, say, kill a mob and open a chest, you'll get an item out of it, and it will use one of the random items that somebody else has designed. So is there any way with your mods, one of the things online that you could do is if they design mods, or if they design systems, or if they design like random quests and that kind of thing, is that anything you would want to implement into your add-on packs, or have?
That's a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. I actually hadn't heard that before. I mean, right now there's a way to distribute mods, but having it distributed through like kind of in-game, and almost randomly, right? I mean, right now you choose mods kind of out of the game. You kind of decide, hey, I want this mod, I want that mod. But I love that idea of just, you kind of randomly just run across this one item that someone else created.
Yeah, and that it'll give you more lasting appeal as well. It was just an idea. I was wondering if you had any plans for something like that. Because it will help build the audience or keep the audience loyal that you have, as well as give it a bit of lasting appeal because people are going to want to see what everybody else is making.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I think that I really do want to have those plans. One of the things that I think has helped, or that helps a lot of games, is again any kind of interaction between players. In a single-player game, if I can't just do an MMO right away, having those other pieces where you're connecting with other players through the game, that is absolutely going to help. Yeah, that's another thing I would say other games should do.
That also takes the toxin out of the equation. There's no way you can grief somebody with the random things that people have made.
And that's the thing. We have to balance it in such a way that it's not, people can't just upload some kind of god mod and but there are ways to do that automatically. So even if there's a human being just going through and saying I approve this item, I approve that item. Even that would work.
Yeah, definitely.
The only thing I was thinking of before this was the possibility of almost like if you a mod, or if it's doing exceptionally well, if it can be implemented into the next expansion and then provide the creator with I know you're not making much per sale, but you could give them a small commission, and that might emphasize an additional amount of people trying to do.
That's like a train simulator.
Good mods.
That's what Train Simulator does.
Train Simulator?
That's not my bag of tea, but it's a hardcore simulator game based on trains.
It's the guys who do model trains.
Yeah, exactly. It's
they
not
go
demographic.
crazy with it.
But
now
you
there's
can
a game that's similar.
Well, it's been going for 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
But you can build mods in there, and you can actually sell them yourself, which is interesting. A lot of people make some money that way.
One of the developers we talked to said that he spent a year making a train simulator and a train simulator mod, and he ended up
You know what that was for? That was Blade of Rage.
Well, it was Blade of Rage, yeah. He made a train simulator mod, and I don't know if it was he couldn't sell it or he wasn't making anything off of it. He spent a year working on it.
But it's an interesting idea.
Just the thoughts.
Oh man, the autopilot feature in this is amazing.
The autopilot and the auto shooting.
Auto shooting is nice.
Not so
and the fact that I have
bad.
45 armor in my front instead of the 5 because my armor didn't break right at the beginning. That's a big difference.
Dilithium fuels.
Do they have any maps? No, they don't. Some of these gas stations sometimes sell maps of the star system, and so you use them, it'll basically just show you everything that's in the system. But that one didn't. It's all random stuff.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I like it's a good mix of procedural generation with the story. I really appreciate that.
That's one of the things I'm really happy about. Yeah, and I definitely want to continue that.
Have you let any of your modders, supporters, name any of the items or places in the game?
Oh.
No, but that's a great idea. I mean, what I think I can do, especially once I do what you're talking about, with having items available, that is great. But the other thing I'm doing is I have a bunch of kind of mods that I want to essentially promote to official mods that people can that essentially become part of the official game. That I think there's a couple of mods, the mining scanner for one, that I think are in really, really good shape. That could be just shoot the official game.
That is a neat one. Oh man, and that is, I'm sure, a lot of work went into that one too.
Yeah. I mean, I first created this game and the modding system for me, not for anyone else, and so the people who figured out how to do the modding, they had to really work hard. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not donating. That's my stuff.
So for future expansions, what are your plans that you know or you want to do?
Well, so the core part of the game, what you're playing now, basically only goes so far. It goes through a part of the galaxy that's just human space, essentially. So all the enemies you meet are essentially very humans. But eventually you get out of that area into all the alien races, and then you eventually do get to the galactic core. So I've got a whole another set of types of aliens and enemies that I want to do that I'm working on. So that I'm excited about.
Well, when that does come out, we always promote when you have like a major update or something like that. If you want to come back on the show, let us know.
I would love that. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I would love this. So the other thing that I'm doing this year, at the end of this year, I'm going to release an expansion that I'm working on, which covers essentially the star systems around Earth. Right now, here in the game, you don't ever get close to Earth. You kind of go around it. But this new expansion is going to have Earth, this the entire solar system, Alpha Centauri, all these other kind of familiar stars, with a whole set of new enemies. So yeah, I'd love to come back and show you guys that.
Is there ever a thought of possibly making it so you can land on the planets and explore them?
That I thought of that. Again, I run into my limited artistic ability. Mm-hmm. The minute I have planets, I'm going to have to build cities and environments. So it's actually it opens up the world in a way, but I think the amount of content I've produced just exponential.
Plus, I mean, Prime Directive, you couldn't do anything on those planets. You're not allowed to alter the course of history for any race, right?
Excuse me, sir. We're in a different reality. So the next question is, what movie world are we in currently? Space.
God, that's a good question.
As long as it's not Battlestar Galactica.
I was going to say, I mean, the two things that have inspired me so much are Battlestar Galactica and Firefly.
Oh, nice.
Both of those, I mean, both of those really just are seminal, creations. So, and they're both mostly set in space. So I think that's definitely been a big inspiration. Galactica in particular.
I have a lot of respect for the drama in Galactica, and I have a lot of respect for the genre mashing in Firefly, and how you have, because it would be the frontier, so you kind of have that Wild West feel in space.
Yeah. That's what I love. I mean, and of course the characters. I mean, I think just the characters are just really amazing in both of those shows.
Yeah, definitely.
One of these days, video games will have that kind of, those kind of characters. We'll see.
Yep. Once we get games that are having like 100 million budgets that aren't focused on how realistic gun noises are.
Right. Exactly.
I'll save you, Star System. I saved you.
Now give me all your loots.
Yeah.
Oh, no, talk with them. They'll see if they tell you.
Oh. Next wave should be a little larger. Bring it.
Oh, fun. The Prime Directive is more like a guideline than an actual rule.
That's right.
That's right, so suck on it.
Hey, she's the Trekkie. Right? Oh, is that a little asteroid? Or you? No, you're a ship.
Just a little ship. Burn it!
A little ship.
Oh.
Do you need it? Oh, there's the other wave. Oh, man. They weren't kidding. It is bigger.
That sounds
there's
noisy.
3 ships going to that little ship.
Oh my god, they're all destroying it.
Oh, I killed my guy. Oh, man.
That is a lot of armor.
My problem is I'm circling him, so it's dealing damage to all the armor.
Watch your targets. I am watching it. I'm watching it get shot.
I can't! It targets automatically! It's not my fault!
You don't get it.
It's useful to a degree.
Up. Did I get him? Did I get him?
Is he saved? Oh my god.
Oh, it's a different one.
Oh, you got bros.
Yay!
You got space bros.
There you go, bro. Totally helped
Space
you out.
bros before space hoes.
Okay, this is it. If we can hold it through the last wave, the last we give up. So this is awesome. This was an event that was going on without me present. That this space station was being attacked by these pirates. Because I came in, killed a bunch of pirates, and went to talk to them, and it's like, oh yeah, there are more waves coming if you want to help us out. That's really cool.
Yeah, this is one of those random events in the game that just kind of just randomly appears.
So you could actually be out exploring somewhere else, and then the event would just happen, and you wouldn't be around to save them.
That does happen.
I like those odds.
I have a lot of respect for that, though. I like that. Oh man. Life is going to go on, right? Those must be missiles that they're firing.
Yeah.
So we haven't really seen missiles yet.
Holy crap!
Ooh, okay, then.
I think it's doomed.
This reminds me of another game that nobody will know. And it must come out like 94. It's called Solar Winds.
Oh.
A freeware kind of game. Where it was one of those episodic ones on the floppy drives, and every floppy would go once a month. But it was this style game, and it had this really epic storyline. And it was a great game. So I'm getting a lot of Solar Winds.
Oh.
I don't want to look at it now because I'm letting my memory just totally embellish it.
I know what you mean.
Holy bro!
Yeah, that's great.
I was shooting. Not him.
I'm sorry, but I didn't want you to die.
Auto target, not my fault. Give me your loot, or I'll auto target again. Oh, whoa!
Solar Winds, year 1993, platform DOS.
Oh, wow, did I call that or what?
Publisher Epic Mega Games.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a popular game. Woo! I just made $5 grand, though.
Nice.
Awesome.
What do you got, sir? I will happily spend that money back here.
Nice.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay, fine. Then I will take your money and leave.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that it's like Solar Winds kind of looks literally like a mix between this and Approaching Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of neat. I think I might have played that. I probably did have no idea what I was doing because I probably played it on shareware.
It was shareware. It was a free floppy drive that came in my PC Gamer Mag.
Because I remember I had a CD that had 250 games for CD-ROM.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, played that for months because there's every day I could play a new game and never run out.
Oh boy.
Some were horrible.
What are you a missile or a ship? No, that was a ship. Ha!
ASDF 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 says Tyrion. Woo! There's a mod for that on Transcendance apparently.
There's a mod for what?
A Tyrion mod.
Oh.
Tyrion.
Oh. Yeah, that's a pretty cool mod.
Do you personally try out the vast majority of them?
I can't say the vast majority. I mean, there are just so many of them. But yeah, I try a lot of them. I try the best ones for sure.
You want to give a shout out to your favorite?
Oh, there's so many. But I'll shout out right now. There's what's called a Succession game going on, which is basically they gang together about 80 mods, put them all together in one game.
Oh.
So like it's just such a different version of Transcendence.
Oh, cool.
And they're taking turns kind of playing it. One player does one system and they hand the save file over to someone else. So
wow!
It's a game that's been going on for the last couple week or so. TVR and PM and a bunch of other people have been putting it together, and it's just been great.
Are there is it just storyline for the mods, or are there mods that actually change like the animations or the graphics, the backdrops, the sounds?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean the sounds all get changed. They've changed a lot of the effects. Like for instance, one of the things in the Succession mod is they have a target reticle for the ship, so you can see kind of where you're aiming. So they've added a bunch of graphical effects that I think is pretty cool.
They need an FTL mod in this.
FTL.
Yeah, FTL is a pretty awesome game. I'd love to somehow kind of infuse some of that awesomeness in it. One of these days, I think what I'm going to do is do a version of this game that has not a single player, not a kind of one-person ship, but like a crewed ship, ship with a crew.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I just think that'd be awesome. The interface I think would have to be different. It wouldn't be, just kind of first-person shooter, but it'd be more like an RTS. But I just think that would be so awesome.
You could somehow manage to switch. You go from this, and then when you go into a battle, it goes down into the top, over the ship, and then you have your characters. And
so, to the people watching this on YouTube, and the fans of Transcendance, and the amazing people that make mods, somebody make me a homeworld mod where we get to do a giant mothership, and I am in. I will stream it for hundreds of hours.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be awesome? Homeworld mod? Oh.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
That's a classic game.
Yeah, with the soundtrack by the band Yes. Not even kidding.
A nice 80s synth pop soundtrack.
It was so good.
Sorry, synth rock.
Synth rock. Come on, get it right.
Sorry. That just fell out. I don't know what I was
Oh, wow. We're already over time.
We're already over time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We just hit 9:01. So unfortunately, that's going to do it for us. I got to System 3. I'm sure that's right up there with the big boys.
Yeah, you basically won the game. It's okay.
This is the Galactic Core, right?
Yeah, that's the core. That's
But I want to thank George for being on the show, and I'm looking forward to having you back, because obviously you have a lot going on with Transcendence here. If you wanted to throw a link as to where people can pick it up, be my guest, and we can relink it. Because
also, I can do a link so you can download Solar Winds.
Yeah.
And you can play Solar Winds.
Well, I know what I'm streaming.
We'll do a head-to-head comparison.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. This has been wonderful. I really enjoyed it. And I'm definitely going to hit you up when I do the new release.
Yes, please do. Don't be a stranger. You have us on Skype, so... And to everybody else, thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. We have lots of great games coming, and it's so nice when we get such amazing games and such nice people to interview, because this show is probably the favorite thing I do all week. So thank you, everybody, for coming to watch it, and thank you so much, George, for coming to be a guest. And I know Nick is watching as well, who did the last game. So thank you, Nick, for also being a guest for Hardlander.
That was a great game, by the way. Hardlander, I watched you guys doing that. That's an awesome. It looked like so much fun.
Yeah,
yes, it's ridiculous.
Yes, that is definitely because I was saying there's a trend in indie to do the local co-op, and we really benefit from that because we went to high school together. We've been playing games forever.
Yeah, and
we do the show in the same room, so we get to check out all the cool local co-ops and just go to town on each other.
That's awesome.
All right, guys, but from everybody here at IGM and Average Giants, that's going to do it for this week. Until next time, much love, and we will see you all then.
We'll see you next week with lots of games and stuff. Yay!
Yay!
Yay!